Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Breaking Bad. Last time on Breaking Bad, we had breakage. So, let's quickly go through this. Hank is feeling anxiety attacks after getting a promotion to head up, the DEA operation in El Paso. He would be splitting his time between wherever the hell they live now, and El Paso, Texas, and he is starting to get some anxiety attacks over it. And at the end, he also took Tuco's grill that, he kept as a prize, and he threw it into the river, basically. Walt and Jesse are going to go back into business, but things need to be a little different this time around. They can't just, have Jesse sell things on the street, and they can't have, they can't go work for another Tuco. So they decide that they are going to be the next Tuco. They are going to be the drug lords. And they have a whole new operation starting up. Unfortunately, one of Jesse's guys gets robbed, basically, while he's out trying to push the product. I don't know if they say that or not. You'd think I would pay attention to some of these terms they throw out, but I don't, apparently. And when Jesse reports back to Walt what had happened, he tries to look on the positive side, like, hey, you just made, $15,000. And Walt is thinking, Walt is looking more at the negative, but, with good reason, that, you cannot have this sort of problem. This cannot be a thing. And at the end, Jesse's like, what do you want me to do about it? And Walt gives him his gun back, and he says, I want you to take care of it. So that's pretty crazy. And that's pretty much it, other than Skylar and Marie have made up, it seems like. And Skylar has also... Walt confronted Skylar about the smoking she's been doing, and she, sort of blew up at him and left angry. Somewhat with a justification, and she also... somewhat, I will say. And she also did say that she is deeply ashamed of what she did. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever, and with that being said, we might as well head right into this episode of Breaking Bad. Here we go.
Him, they call Spooge.
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 Not Mad Dog, not D-Soul. So let me get this straight. You got jacked by a guy named Spooge.
Yo, what's his name matter?
But hey, if you're looking for a reason not to go do this thing...
Hey, did I say that?
Because I'll go do it myself, right? It's just... I'm on probation and all. Yeah.
I would totally do it, but...
These two? They need to get got.
Now, is he gonna go kill them, or is he just gonna go demand the money? At gunpoint. Oh, gosh. He's got every bullet. Oh! There's a cold open.
Do not mess with me. I will bury you, because I'm crazy. Yeah, mucho loco.
Are they just in the window over there?
Do not.
Honey, you blocking the mailbox.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Like it's gonna be a nice day, huh?
Oh, yeah, high 70s.
You have a great day.
Right on, you too.
What a nice lady. Oh. Going in the hard way.
Yo, anybody home? Hello?
Yeah. I do not like 20 inhalers. That's a kid. Dude, you should call child services. That might be better than just threatening them. How do you build a set like this? A set this shitty?
Can't begin to thank you and Elliot for what you've done. The money for Walt's treatment, it's just... It's saved us.
They haven't done anything.
I don't know if I, Walt keeps saying, don't bother them, you know, it's no big deal, but it is
Oh.
to me,
Yeah, don't bother them.
to all of us. So I just
Please, Gretchen, be a bro. Play along.
wanted to... Anytime you're in town, anytime at all, is good for us.
Come on, come on, come on, Gretchen.
How about this afternoon?
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she wants to talk.
There is no life without carbon. Nowhere that we know of in the universe.
Yeah,
Everything
that we know of.
lives, lived, will live, carbon.
Fuck, I hate high school.
Carmen is carbon.
So-
Sorry, assistant principal Carmen. I like to think that.
Oh,
the
she's just checking in?
diamond
And doing
and the
evaluations
woman
on the
who
first
wears
day
it on her
back? That's a little
finger are
much.
both formed.
So nice to have you back with us, Walt. You're looking great.
That was
by the
as
way.
boring as every science class I've ever taken. Now, if he was teaching history, I'd be all for that.
Please feel comfortable coming to me with any problems, any issues,
Reassurance.
anything at all.
You're just checking
They're
in.
completely confidential. Okay?
She's worried about him.
Peekaboo.
No. Dude, I'd just go. If you call child services, then everything will go to hell for them. Oh, they're back. Take the food too.
Shut up! Shut up! Both of you!
Okay, and that's that.
We tie them up, drive them way out into the desert, strip them naked, and bury them up to their necks in a huge mound of fire ants. Saw it in an old western.
Scorpions?
Scorpions are a bit scarier. Although if you get a lot of fire ants, those are pretty, ugh. They get in your mouth. Ugh. It's like Indiana Jones 4. Oh.
Nice.
Guess who's here? Do they not use their garage, by the way? I mean, I'm no one to talk. I keep stuff in my driveway, but keep cars, but
Look who's here.
Whoa! Gretchen! Oh, it's nice to see you.
please tell me
What a
Gretchen's
nice
been a bro.
surprise.
Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Okay,
Uh,
I know.
Safely.
I don't know. Was she a bro or was she not?
Hey,
Hey yourself.
Huh?
what did you...
Were you a bro?
We need to talk. Can you not do or say anything to anyone until then? Please. Please.
Wow. Not a word. She is outie. That ain't bro. That ain't bro.
Where's my money, bitch? I ain't gonna keep asking nice!
Meanwhile,
Yo, take out the money, get paid, get high.
an ATM.
What, nobody saw you? What about witnesses, dumbass?
Hey, we roll like the breeze, for real. All we did, we just walked in all smooth like. Nobody even noticed.
Nobody noticed. For real.
I'm telling you, victimless crime.
That's not good.
How are you paying for it?
This is not
Yeah.
an issue that concerns you, Gretchen, okay?
Excuse me, while it does concern me, it concerns me greatly.
Yeah.
You tell your wife and son
that I am paying for your cancer treatment. Why are you doing this?
I will.
What if he
clear this
admits?
up with them.
You tell your wife that in fact we are paying for your treatment without our knowledge, against our will. You involve us in your lie.
Huh.
You sit here and tell me that that is none of my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much the size of it.
Huh.
What would your presumption about me be exactly? That I should go begging for your charity? And you waving your checkbook around like some magic wand is going to make me forget how you and Elliot cut me out.
What?
Ooh.
That can't be how you see it.
It's my hard work, my research, and you and Elliot make millions off it.
That cannot be how you see it.
Oh.
I feel so sorry for you, Walt.
Huh.
Fuck you.
Oh. Now keep my secret, please. Good lord, that is a scary look on his face. Meanwhile... she's getting up. Jesse! Oh.
He's a big tough guy now, huh? Is that you? Is that you? You're the big man? Huh? Try and hit me now, bitch! Try and hit me now! Try and hit me now!
He's gone again. Poor Jess.
Gretchen called about an hour ago.
Of course she did.
They're cutting off the money.
Yeah, oh. That's not quite what he thought.
I wish you the very best.
She didn't
And
didn't
that was it.
fully blow the lid off, but she's ending one of his lies.
Huh.
Huh.
Business phraseology being tossed around, you know, things like cash poor and leveraged, quarterly decline, yada, yada, yada. But what they were truly saying, in my opinion, they're broke.
Wow. Skylar.
The economy's in the toilet, we all know that.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Baby, I don't make any sense.
Of course it makes sense. Every safe's got its weak spot, right? Say you're designing a safe, where are you gonna put your weak spot?
Nowhere.
they didn't tie him up. Huh.
Skank, skank, skank ass skank!
Maybe they'll kill each other.
Skank! Skank ass skank! You listen to me, skank? Huh? You hear me, skank? You are
What if they drop the ATM on the guy's head?
No skank.
No, no, no,
Oh!
no.
Oh! Oh. Well, there's money. She don't give a damn. Dude, I would take the money, run, and call child services.
911.
Ah, clever. Bye. Shit, he's going for the kid, isn't he? Jesse, I hope you know what you're doing. Alright, well, he got out of there. Whew. That was more than he bargained for. Jesse.
You have a good rest of your life, kid.
Huh. That's it. Oh boy. that's that. That's that episode. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Whew. That Ooh, that was interesting. That one was interesting. That was so much more than Jesse bargained for. Like, so much more. Okay. Alrighty. So, I guess we ought to go ahead and power on into the notes. I gotta say, I'm not sure how long this discussion will actually be, because honestly, there were only 2 plot lines throughout this episode. There was Walt and Gretchen, and then Jesse and the druggies. So yeah, well, we'll go over it. Let's see. The first thing I wrote down was take care. So it wasn't. I think I assumed last episode when Walt gave him the gun and was like, take care of it. That it was more of. It was more like, I assumed he meant, kill them. It's not that. I think I falsely assumed that. What it really was is, just go get the ounces and get the money, basically. So yeah, that, I guess I falsely assumed that, last episode, but this makes, a lot more sense. Just go in and just take care of it, just go in, get the stuff back. So that was interesting. Jesse was not ready for this. He was not really ready for this. Now it's interesting, with, what was the guy's name? Skinny Pete? Yeah. With Skinny Pete, he was like, oh, I'd be happy to go do it, but, I'm still on probation? He said something with a P. I don't remember what it was now. Might have been probation. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. I don't know why I just can't remember that word for some reason. So, now that's the thing. It's like, oh, he would go take care of it. It's like, well, would he? Or is he just saying this like, hey, I would, but, I gotta do these things, So that was interesting. So, Jesse had to go do it on his own, which, again, Jesse is not quite cut out for. Or at the very least, like, Jesse should have had backup with him. Skinny Pete should have gone with him or someone. Like, it might not have been the greatest idea to go alone, Let's see. I wrote down Gretchen and bro, because I kept saying throughout this episode, like, oh, come on, Gretchen, be a bro, help a bro out. But they are definitely not bros. They are not bros. They, from what it sounds like, now I don't remember if they ever brought this up last season. I mean, it's obvious that they would have brought up Elliot and Gretchen earlier. I know they've mentioned them before. So they have been paying for all of Walt's treatments, except they haven't, because that's just what Walt has been saying. Even though they offered to fully pay for all the treatments, Walt still didn't do it, like she said, out of pride or whatever reason. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if they referenced, like, did we know anything about Gretchen last season? Because, like I've said before, with this show, it's been 3 years since I saw the first season, in its entirety. 4 years since I've seen, the first episode. So, it's been a while. It has been a while since I've, seen the first season, so I don't fully remember everything, but I'm not sure if, like they must obviously reference Gretchen and Elliot, but I don't remember if we ever saw her. We got the full story on her and Elliot and Walt. So So yeah, I was kind of going with, oh man, be a bro, don't tell Skylar, and to a degree, I suppose she was kind of bro, because she didn't tell Skylar when she went to the house, and she didn't tell Skylar when she called. So, in a sense, she was kind of bro, In a sense, she was kind of bro. But, yeah, it's all... I don't know. She's bro, but she's not going to continue to be bro. And she didn't want to be bro there, is what I'm saying. Have I said bro enough in this video? Anyway. And I guess we can go ahead and sort of tie that into... that, so they had that conversation, which, okay, so Walt, I guess, used to be a scientist with Elliot and Gretchen, and then one day he left for some reason, but they still took his ideas and made millions off of them. Interesting. I don't know, again, I don't remember if they've explained that sort of backstory before. I feel like they haven't. But okay, so that is interesting, and it does explain why they would be helping, or would want to help still Walt when he gets cancer, So, so that's interesting, and then yeah, it totally makes sense with Gretchen saying, like it should be. It is her concern what Walt is doing, because she is now entangled in this lie, So, you totally understand her point of view. I suppose you can also understand Walt's point of view, but his point of view, he's trying to rationalize it, because Walt, the greatest liar in fictional history, saying like, oh, well, yeah, with you... he basically, like, he always points the finger back at someone when he lies. It's never that... It's basically he lies when someone points the finger at him, and then he turns it around on them, basically. So here, she points the finger at him, basically saying, like, you have caught me up in your lie. I need to know what are you doing, basically. And he's pointing it back on her, and he's like, no... of course I would do this because, you got rich off my science and stuff. Again, I don't know why my Bryan Cranston turns into Richard Nixon, but it just does. So, that's the thing is, some of that he can be so convincing, because some of that with like, oh, you got rich off of my ideas and stuff like that. It's like, that is not the reason why he's not telling her this stuff now. The reason is because he never wants to admit that he's a drug lord, So it's all tricky, It's all tricky. So, but he constantly tries to point the finger back. He does that with Jesse too, He does that with Jesse. Walt always shifts the blame back to someone else. And more recently, Skylar has been picking up on that and, catching him in his lies, basically. But, okay, this time I will say, how did she not catch him in the lie? Him, going like, oh, is that what, she said over the phone? Well, to be honest, they're broke. And she just didn't want to tell you. The fact that Skylar actually fell for that lie is ridiculous. Like, she has been busting his balls for so many episodes now. We're only 6 episodes into this season, too. But she has been on his fucking case with these lies. And this is the one she just fully accepts. But maybe in her mind she just can't... Maybe she wouldn't think that Gretchen would be caught up in a lie like this. So, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. It seems like Skylar shouldn't have fallen for that lie so easily. Let's see. That covers a lot of the stuff I wrote down. Oh, except for I did write down phraseology. I thought that was a fun word. It's like, well, they said all these, all this business phraseology and stuff like that. It's like, all right, but that was funny. I did kind of like that. So I wrote down Carmen. So okay, first off, that lesson he was teaching in science class, God, that is as boring as I remember science class. You know how sometimes when you watch a show and one of the characters is a teacher and you watch him and it's like, man, if he was my teacher, that would have been awesome. I cannot say that for this. And here's the thing, I've never liked science classes. It's not my thing. If you like it, that's obviously fine. And if I enjoyed science, I probably would like Mr. White to be my teacher. But because I so do not care about science classes, that was as boring as I remember science class being. Now, if Bryan Cranston played a character who was teaching a history class, man, I would be all for that. But I'm a history guy. I have a degree in history, I could say that now because I graduated recently. I do have a degree in history, so if he was teaching a history class, I would be all over that. Because he does kind of seem like he'd be a good teacher, He's enthusiastic about, what he's teaching. It's just that he is teaching, for me, he is teaching the most boring subject material ever. Oh, I do not like science class. When was the last time I had a science class? Sophomore year? Oh, yeah, because sophomore year was biology, wasn't it? Was that a full year, or was that a semester? I don't remember. I either had a full year in college of biology or a semester. Either way, I hated it. It might have just been a semester, because I don't really remember anything going for an entire year, Well, okay. Technically, I guess French. When I took French, that was a year, but at the same time, that was 2 separate semesters. I started in spring, and then the second semester I took fall, and that was French 1, French 2, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, I think... Oh, you know what it is? Biology was 4 hours. Yeah, that was a 4-hour class. Every other class pretty much in the school was a 3-hour class. That was the standard. But there were some classes, like foreign language classes, like French, which were 4 hours. So you would have to go for 4 hours a week. Biology was one of those, and I hate biology. It is like if you gave me the choice of a biology class and a bullet in my head, I think I would take the bullet. I would literally take the bullet and get out of a biology class. We're going off topic. So yeah. So, again, I'm sure Mr. White is a great teacher, but I do not care for the subject he's teaching. So, alright, rant about science over. What we were really going to say was Carmen, his principal, coming in, which I thought she was just doing evaluations for a second, because that is the thing that happens with teachers that, sometimes they'll be evaluating, make sure everything's, working out. I thought she was doing evaluations, which is like, man, evaluations on his first day back, that's a little much, I think. And it was because, she had like a clipboard or whatever. She had like a thing there. So that's kind of what I was thinking, but it's like, oh no, she just came to, check on him and reassure him and stuff. And, say, it's like, I'm here for you if you need it. I don't think Walt appreciated it, but only Walt wouldn't appreciate it. Like, if this was any normal thing, like, anyone would appreciate that, but Walt is such a son of a bitch that he didn't. So, I wrote down the ATM. I thought that was funny. The fact that they steal ATMs, but they can't get into it. I thought that was actually kind of funny. And, showing like, oh yeah, it's a simple in and out. No one sees us, as it pans over a bloody dead body. And it's like, oh, geez. So, So that was kind of funny. And then just Jesse just having to stay there, like the fact that they both pulled their meth out of their anuses and set it down, and he picked it up. I would not want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Let's get all Grinch on this. Like, I would not, or well, that would be a 39.5-foot pole, but still, I would not want to touch that without something protecting my hand. So he already does that, and it's like, all right, well, where's the money? With interest. And then they just go, and it's just an ATM. They just stole an ATM. So I thought that was funny. And as soon as, like, he starts to wake up and you see, just the two of them over there, and it's like, okay, well, they've been taking their drugs, They've been snorting the meth. Or smoking it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you do. I guess it could be either way, because it's the crystals. You could chop it up, or you could, smoke it like he does. So I guess it could be either way. Anyway, but they took their drugs. We can just say that, and then it's like, oh, he's the guy. He's under the ATM, and they're starting to piss each other off. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if that ATM just comes crashing down on his head, Which, it was a pretty, like, simple just, and then he's dead, and it's like, well, wait, how did, like, I don't know, I don't feel like it would just that easily crush his head, but at the same time, this is an ATM we're talking about, these things are fucking heavy, so I guess I can kind of see, I can suspend disbelief enough to understand that would kill someone. It just seemed a little... It just seemed like such a light push, too. And it's not like a big surface area, so, like, it would only... Like, it wouldn't completely cover his face. So, but, okay, I get it. It would be heavy enough, at least. So, yeah, she killed him because he kept calling her a skank. And then she just kind of passed out, basically. When Jesse got up, and he was like, okay. And I love that it's like, it was there, he's trying to wipe off his fingerprints and stuff. And then it opens and the money comes out, and he's like, shit. And he just starts taking it, and it's like, hey, well, hey, you got the money at least. Walt will be happy about that. And then the last thing I wrote down was the kid. This poor kid. Because I kept saying, like, during the entire time, it's like, just call child services or someone, You can end these two right here just because of, their living conditions and the child, So, this poor kid who didn't have pants, he didn't get fed properly, he had a horrible mother, and he only had one channel that kept having the same infomercial about knives. It was horrible. But I'm glad and for a second I was like, when Jesse went back in, it's like, okay, he's gonna go get the kid, I guess. Like, what is he gonna do? It's like, we're not just gonna have a kid with us from now on, are we? But he went and got the kid and put him outside and was like, all right, stay here, don't go back in the house. And I did like, at the end when he was like, have a good rest of your life. And then he leaves as you hear the sirens come up. Because that was also clever, calling 911 on their phone and then just leaving it there, So yeah, that was good. I'm glad he did save the kid, and I'm glad those two, one's dead and the other's going to be arrested, so. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wrote down. Interesting episode. Very, very tense with, actually, I feel like the most tense part was with Walt and Gretchen, actually, and just that when he gets just the scariest look on his face, he's just, fuck you, and it's like, oh geez, oh gosh, oh geez, and it's all, I don't know, I do kind of wish, like, they could have been bro, but you totally understand where Gretchen is coming from, you totally understand. It's like, no, you're catching me up in your lie. Tell me what the fuck is going on, You have to tell me. And he just will not admit. He will not admit to it. So, yeah. Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Breaking Bad reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.